Selena.
It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and prove my
Welcome to
world.
Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good. We can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe. Yeah, you're gonna be my number one lover. Sleeping night, making love to each other. With the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Hello. I'm not going to be on here too long. It's probably going to be about maybe 10, 20 minutes, the max 30. I'm going to talk about the power of discretion. Hey, Jaden, how are you? The power of discretion. It seems like that word is missing in today's world. I notice when people feel away, they get upset, they get mad, they want to get back at the other person, or they're just super petty, whichever one. They want to expose all the secrets and the things that were done behind the scenes. Hey, Joe, how are you? And this is why a lot of people stick to themselves. This is a lot of why people are paranoid. They're scared to deal with people because you just never know what you're going to get. And I've had some people in my life, some good people, that had to kind of show me and prove to me that they weren't um, demon spawns. And I had to prove to some people that I wasn't a demon spawn um, because, we're scared out here. Um, Being vulnerable with people, it takes a lot to be vulnerable with people. It takes a lot to share certain things with people because you just never know when people get upset with you. And if we are totally honest, people on social media, it doesn't take much for them to say and do and to try to expose you for little things, right? They could feel one way one day and the next day they feel slighted and then they go full force into telling all of your business, adding things to it, and then people have you looking like the villain. Social media is, and sometimes even in our families, even the people we work with, it can be very dangerous trusting people and talking to people about our secrets or about what's going on with us privately. That's why a lot of people do not talk to people. They hold everything on the inside because who can you trust? Who can you give information to? You know? And what I want to talk about, what is the definition of discretion? For some people, it's a lot of things, but I personally, I always go to Google and I find out what is the definition. The quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense, or never or revealing private conversations. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Hey, SBK. Hey, two brothers. It says the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. Okay, that private information could be a simple conversation that you have with someone. Now, I know I have been accused of for someone that I was really cool with, and they thought that I gave some information that I actually didn't. And because I like that person so much, it hurt my feelings. But I believe this other person had other um, other feelings, and that, that was just her guilty conscience. But because it is so difficult to deal with people because we don't know who is who sometimes, I have been personally learning to practice discretion. And a lot of times it's not always about keeping private information. And it's also about saying things that may or may not be offensive to people. And it's three things that I'm learning to ask when I'm talking to the people that I care about and just people in general that, I'm just meeting or whatever. Those three things is what I'm about to say. Is it true? That's one of the things. Is it kind? That's another thing. And is it necessary? These are the three things that I asked before I go into a conversation that might be a little bit serious, and it might be a little bit, it might be private, or it might be something that I actually need to confront with a person. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? A lot of things is not necessary. A lot of things that we think and, do, it's not true, or we see. A lot of things are not kind when we say certain things, right? So those are the three things. Those are the filters that I go through now. Before I used to be a little, not real careless, but I used to be a little careless. And because I didn't take things as serious as others did. But then I realized if a person cannot trust you with simple information, how do you think you can have a lasting, a genuine friendship with anyone if you cannot even hold the simple things private? If you can't even talk to a person and make sure it's true, it's kind, and it's necessary. Now, I'm not saying telling people um, is not going to always, you're not going to always have kind words to say. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm talking about when you're in relationships with people and you're dealing with people and you go through these filters before you start, just saying anything off the top of your head. And Golton, I am not talking about that, sweetie. So please stop putting those names in my chat. Those are the people that I rock with. I don't have any problem with them. So please stop putting those people in my chat. This is not what I'm talking about, sweetie. Okay, well, that's you. So um, I wanted to talk about this because people talk too damn much. Okay. Um, when things are done behind the scenes and mad day happens, whatever has happened between me and you, let it be. Either we're going to work behind the scenes, work it out, see if we can come to a resolution, or we're going to go the other way. It's one or two things for me. I don't have time to put up DMs. I don't have time to go to my phone and get all the texts and all the voice messages. I am out of line when I do either or. If I cannot walk away, or if I can't come to a resolution with that person and we can't go our separate ways, then there's no need for us to do any of the other. A lot of the times, people that do not have discretion when they are in relationships, whether it's romantic or platonic, you cannot trust them. They're extremely messy, they're extremely vile, and they are a waste of your time. They only come to cause confusion in your life. I personally do not deal with people like that anymore. I watch my company. My circle is very small. What I say, I can repeat, and if I have to, but I want to make sure the people that I'm around, I want to make sure. that while I'm around them, if I hear one little thing that comes back to me, you have proven that you are untrustworthy. If something that you have said and it comes back to you, it is proven that I am not trustworthy. I do not have discretion, right? Discretion, again, the definition for discretion, and I'm going to read it again. It's the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. My relationship with Joe behind the scenes will be private. What we talk about behind the scenes will be private. When one of us have a disagreement and that day happens, it will remain private. The only person that has to worry about, I would have to worry about, is Joe. Does she have the same type of ideal that I have? See, when you're dealing with people, you have to somewhat deal with people that are like minded. And it's always good to watch people's behavior. When you watch people's behavior, you will see whether or not this is a person that I can share information with, that I can be vulnerable with, that I can be private with without it coming back to anybody else. We go by watching behavior. When you watch behavior and you have seen how other people treat other people, that is your answer. That is your answer for the most part. I'm not saying people cannot be conniving. I'm not saying people can't be tricky. But if you're watching a person's behavior and what they've done to other people, that they haven't done that to other people, and you seeing that they haven't done that to other people, this is their behavior. This is who they are. And as I get older, I'm learning that everybody that's in my inner circle, even if they're on my outer circle, if they share with me that it's something private, they shouldn't have to tell me, please don't tell nobody this information. My maturity and my discretion and my wisdom it's already in me to keep it to myself. Nobody should have to tell you, thank you, action. Nobody should have to tell you to not tell anyone. If it is a private conversation that I'm having with SBK or Don Dollars or Action, this is between us. If you have seen that person tell other information and it has gotten back to you, then maybe that person is not trustworthy. So therefore, you don't trust that person. I understand this thing that people, my grandmother used to say, and even it's in the Bible, treat people like you want to be treated. We say that all the time, but we don't go by it. Even I sometimes didn't go by it, and I still struggle. But as I go through situations, right, and I deal with people, and I understand what it means to treat people like I want to be treated, there's certain things that I know I wouldn't want somebody doing to me, right? Hey, girls, dad, thank you for coming through. Deborah, CX, thank you, Sassy. There's certain things that I don't want to come out. And guess what? I'm expecting that you do the same thing for me because I've done the same thing for you. We live in a world that people are they're always mad about something. You could do the slightest thing. And like I said, on here, people are easily to be offended. And once they are easily to be offended, you better watch out because just like if they did it to somebody else, they will do it to you. Learn to keep your circle small, treat people like you want to be treated. Go through these filters before you speak to someone about your private business, and make sure that even if you are telling somebody something, go through it, and like I was saying with the definition, it talks about qualities of behaving or in speaking in such a way to avoid causing offense. So that's also what discretion is. So that's why these three filters that I go through, is it true? Is what I'm telling this person, is it really true? Is what I'm telling this person that I care about and that has shared things with me, is it kind? Then the other thing I go through, is it really necessary what I'm about to say? Because some things is not necessary, even when we're upset, even when we feel slighted, even when we feel rejected or feel like somebody has wronged us. Everything is not always necessary, and everything is not kind. And a lot of the things when we're mad, a lot of things is not is it's like truth and mixed up with a whole bunch of lies. Is it true? These are the things that people don't realize. And this is one a part of having discretion, a quality of behaving or speaking in such a way to avoid causing offense. I mean, it's just real simple. The other definition of discretion is are revealing private information. There's a thing that people need to learn, and it's the power of shut the fuck up. Everybody doesn't need to know what's going on behind the scenes with you or anybody else. Learn to keep some things to yourself. Learn to when you just it want to come out of your mouth. Learn to put your hand over your mouth. Shut up sometimes. If people can't trust you with the little things, they definitely won't be able to trust you with the big things. They won't be able to trust you with a friendship. They won't be able to trust you with a relationship. They won't be able to trust you with nothing because you have proven that you cannot hold water. It is real simple. Treat people like you want to be treated. And if you don't want people doing it to you, don't do it to other people. And remember, just because you mad at somebody, that don't mean you need to go and expose them. That means you need to be a grown up and have a conversation. And even if you don't want to have a conversation with the person, walk away. It's real simple. Hey, Sharice, it's real simple as one, two, three. I don't get it. I don't get how grown people can't go their separate ways. If you can't have a conversation, a civil conversation with a person, go away. You don't have to do any exposing. Even if you do say that you have a disagreement with a person and you want to expose the person for being you feel like they're a bad person. Were they a bad person for the 6 months that you were cool with them? Right? Were they a bad person when you were talking about other people with them? See, this is what I'm saying. So, this is why I say learn to be quiet. There is power in discretion. Everything does not need to be talked about, everything does not need to be revealed. I just read to you the definition, the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way it avoids causing offense or even revealing private information. A lot of the times, people fabricate when they're mad. So it's not true. A lot of times, when people are mad and it's mad day, it's not going to be kind. It's going to be totally unkind. A lot of times, when people are mad, it's a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff and actions that goes with it. Remember, everything does not need to be talked about publicly. Learn to be quiet. When I was a child, I used to have a mouth on me. I was one of those children. Not only was I nosy, I couldn't hold water to save my life. But then when I got older I became a teenager. I understood the power of discretion because guess what? When you can't hold water, you're going to mess up a whole bunch of relationships that can potentially be some great relationships. But because you can't keep your mouth shut when you're mad and you say everything and that you've been wanting to say and telling everybody else what you've been having on your mind, this is why people cannot ever have good relationships with people. When you always hear people say, "Oh, I don't have any friends," it's a few things that could be the problem. One thing is you don't have discretion. People can't trust you with nothing. You always talking about other people's business. Even if that person don't know that person, you talking, you telling people business, and it gets mad, and somehow it might even get back to that person. You're hard to get along with. You're mean as hell. You can't say a nice word to save your life. You do a lot of unnecessary babbling and doing a whole bunch of unnecessary foolishness because you just mean spirited. You're just doing too much, and you can never say anything true. Even if it is a little truth to it, you're doing a whole bunch of lying. So there's a lot of reasons why some people don't have any friends. They're not trustworthy. They nasty inside and out, and they are just not a nice person. This is what's going on. If I cannot trust you with the little, what makes you think I'm going to trust you with a friendship? That's why it's a lot of times I keep people at a surface, and then they get mad because I don't sit up there and exit stage left. Don't get mad, get glad. Shoot, I'm saving you because really, I really want to tear your head off with my words and punch you in your jugular. So be glad that I walked away. A lot of the times I put people on the surface because I have seen how they treated other people when they get mad. So before we go into that, let me go ahead and walk away. I don't want no problem. And people got the nerve to get mad when you do that. So I am learning as I get older and I deal with real people in relationships. Understand whatever people tell you, whatever y'all got going on behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, that's between you and that other person. Nobody needs to know the ins and outs. And I don't know who's knocking on my door while I'm going live. So, uh, oh, it's the mailman. I'm sorry, because I was about to say, wait a minute, hold up. Yeah, so keep your information to yourself. Oh, I had a package. Keep your information to yourself. Keep your secrets to yourself. And if you do decide to give it to someone, make sure those people that you're giving it to, they have shown themselves worthy of it. Be very careful who you say things to. Keep your circle small. Learn to be discreet and have the same type of people that have that same type of mindset, that likeness of being discreet. I was talking to a group of friends and I said, if there is something that actually happens, let's keep it between us. Let's either work it out or move around. There's no need to talk about it publicly. There's no need to say anything more than what we said. So if we can't talk about it like adults, let's move around and go our separate ways. You have to have those type of people that have that same like mind. You have to watch people to see if they have done that to other people. I talk about watching people's behavior for a reason. I'm not just saying it just to say it. I'm saying if I haven't did it to you, you probably won't get it from me. If I haven't did it to other people, more than likely you probably won't get it from me. It's one thing about me, like I said, I've learned to be a very private person. And I hold my privacy dear to me because of all the things that I've been through on and off this app. So I want to be able to give that to another person, whether we stay cool or we stay cool, don't stay cool. Either way, I want to have I want to have a privacy, a discretion between the both of us, so that either way, however it turns out, nobody has to know but us. That's what mature people do. Mature people don't go on an exposure campaign where they're trying to expose people for every little thing. They learn that, hey, I can't deal with this person. This person ain't my cup of tea. I'm moving on. And we're going to go on our separate ways happily. Okay. And that's what mature people do. Immature people go and let's expose everything. That's what immature people do. We're too old for this. If you are beyond 20 years old, you are too old. You have to know that even though you're mad, you have to have some type of self control. Everything is not going to be sweet. Everything is not going to end up the way we want it to. It might go sour real fast, or it might be the greatest blessing, but we won't ever know. But regardless, nobody should know if it was sweet or sour. Learn to keep your business to yourself. And if you decide to tell someone, make sure it's the type of person that has that like mind, just like you. And like I told, and I tell all my friends, if we can't work it out, we don't need to look. We don't need to talk about it. We just go on our separate ways. There's nothing more that needs to be said. That's what real women and real men do. They learn to walk away or reconcile, whichever one, because it's going to happen. You're going to have misunderstandings in relationships, whether they're friendships or romantic. You're going to have all types of conflict. That's what life is about, conflict. You're going to have it when you're dealing with people. How you handle it when conflict comes is what separates you from the boys and the girls. That's the difference. So as we go about our, day, um, even the year and the years to come, God willing that we live, make sure that you treat people like you want to be treated. I have made some mistakes in my past. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but one thing I am trying to do is to be a decent person. And if I feel a way about a person, and I really just want to I'm angry. I learn to do things and to help me not to make the wrong decisions. What I mean by that is sometimes I don't always go to the person right away. Sometimes it may take me a while to cool down, right? So I stay to myself when I see myself about to act a fool. Because number one, I understand I don't want my business getting out there. So I ain't gonna put their business out. Because if I put their business out, then I gotta put mine out, right? So I learned to go and sit my ass down and calm down, right? I find a hobby. I punch a punching bag. I go exercise. I talk it out with a counselor. I do whatever it takes for me not to lose control. A lot of people, the reason why they have no discretion because they have no self control. They actually have lack of self control. So when you find a person that's always blabbing at the mouth when they get mad at a person and you've seen it, do not think you're special. It will happen to you and it can. Make them mad and you'll find out. Watch people's behavior will tell you enough. If what they do to another person, they're going to do it to you. That's all I'm saying. Learn the power of discretion. Keep things to yourself. Everything don't need to be talked about. Some things just need to be left alone. And if mad day happens for either of you, make the decision to be grown and walk away or reconcile, whichever one. I appreciate everybody that came through. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Don. Miss Collins. Reggie Reg. Good to see you. I think I said Don Dallas. Thank you for coming through. Sweet Rita. Scorpio. Good for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Phoenix. We had Sweet Like Denim. Thank you for coming. We had Deborah. You said something I heard before. How can you get mad at someone for not keeping something you couldn't even keep yourself? Right. I agree. Stop exposing your personal business to others. He says, Don Dallas says, this playing investigator is a YouTube epidemic, shaking my head, and nothing ever happens except a bunch of people looking like petty snitches with a lot of fabrication. Right. Hey, trending with Cherise, girl dad. Thank you for coming through. CX. Thank you, Action. I appreciate you. Sassy 81, CX, SBK. I appreciate everybody that came through, Jaden, that showed me some love today. But and Ryan, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I just want to let you guys know, hey, um, learn the power of discretion. In layman's terms, learn the power of shut the fuck up. That's something that most people understand if they don't understand what discretion is. Um, so this is what I'm telling you. Work on it. If you don't, I definitely pay more attention to what I say and do because as when I get older, I don't want to hinder my relationships with people because relationships at the end of the day are important. And I'm not just talking about romantically. I'm talking about platonic. I'm talking about even business like your work, relationships, all relationships that you have in your life, you need to make sure that you are on the up and up, even if the other person is not. And like I said, the power of discretion can be powerful. A lot of the times when you have that type of bond with somebody and they can trust you with something very private or something that really hurt them or something that they've dealt with in the past. When they know that you have held that information, that really bonds you guys even more. There's some people that I've shared things with, and that made our bond even closer, and vice versa, because they can trust me and I can trust them. You know what I'm saying? And for some people, like I said, I do have loyalty for my friends and my family. I don't have that for everyone, but I still am not going to go around just talking out the side of my neck and telling other people's business. I'm still not going to be sending text messages to someone else just because, I don't like them at this time. I learned even if I don't like a person, just go on about my business. Now, if they want to play dirty, that's on them, but it won't be me. It won't be me. I'm going to learn to walk away and keep it moving. If people want to believe you, let them believe. I'm not going to prove myself to anybody, but I want to be good with me. I want to be good with me. Hey, EJ, how are you? So, like I said, learn to keep your mouth shut. And just because you fall out with people, it don't mean you need to start blabbing off at the mouth. It ain't nothing wrong with protecting yourself and taking up for yourself. But when you have to do the things that make you look, I would say just just a person that lacks integrity or lacks any type of, I would say, discipline about themselves, nobody will be able to trust you. You have proven to be untrustworthy, and nobody likes untrustworthy people. But at the same time, just a lot of people don't like untrustworthy people, but they're not trustworthy themselves. So we got to do some work on ourselves first. I got to learn to be trustworthy so I can be, so other people can find me trustworthy. You can't ask for something that you're not. And I notice a lot of people want a lot of folks around them that's trustworthy, but they tell everything. So we have to learn to work on ourselves and quit looking at other people. But I just noticed that how so many unworthy, untrustworthy people want you to be trustworthy to them. And that is just really crazy to me. So, as I said before, the power of discretion. It means that you are learning to keep private things private. It also means you're learning to speak and behave in a way where you're not trying to cause offense to anyone. So you see how this definition has two parts to it. So as we see this in this definition, this means that this is a dual definition. Like we have to see it for what it is. You have to first work on your behavior, your speech, that it doesn't offend. That shows discretion. And then you have to learn how to keep things private. That's another factor. So if we can learn to do that, if I can learn to do that, if my friend can learn to do that, if my friends can learn to do that, then we can have better relationships and we can start having people that we actually can trust to an extent. Like I said, you don't trust anybody all the way, but there is things that you trust about them because they've proven themselves because of their actions, right? So, hey, Angel. I mean, Amber, I'm calling you Angel. Hey, Goody, I think that's your name. Shasta, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. You said, what if that person never crossed me, but they crossed other people? What's your thoughts on that? I would say still be careful because just because they haven't crossed you yet, like I said, if mad day happens, and just like that person got mad at that person or those people, and they did something, you are not special. I said that before. You are not special. So my thing is, I'm not saying just be done with them, but be very observant and patient and let something happen and you'll find out. When you have a disagreement with someone, if they still cool with you, it ain't it's spreading your business and telling other people about you, you better watch out for that. Then hey, they gonna do it. Look, they gonna do it to you, or they might not, you know. But for the most part, you have to understand that us as human beings, we do have a pattern that we sometimes go by, and sometimes unconsciously, because of that being something that we're used to doing, we'll do it to anybody if we're used to doing something a certain way. That's just like if I'm used to being private and anybody that, you know, friends of mine or people that I know and they come to me and I keep their stuff private. Even when I get upset with them, I keep it to myself. That is a pattern of my behavior. Now, you can almost bet if I do that when I'm mad at people that I love and even those that I know, if we got into an encounter, a conflict, and you can almost bet more than likely my behavior probability would say I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with these other people. So that's the same thing, vice versa. When if you see a person when they get mad and they have conflicts with other people, and in this day and time, it don't take but nothing for people to get mad and start exposing and saying stuff. So you know, it don't take a lot for people now, especially on social media. If you see them doing that to everybody, every relationship, they have fallen out with people. anything, any little thing. It could be they didn't speak to them. Oh, they fake, they this, trying to have a campaign. If you see them doing that to other people and they can't get along with other folks, you can best to believe it will happen to you. Right. And I agree with you too, Shasta. I believe that there is you should be private. There is sometimes, hey Trav, there is sometimes people, one or two, or maybe three, just depends on what type of person we dealing with. That sometimes you can, share certain things with them without going into your whole life experience, and it won't get back to anybody, even when y'all have a disagreement. But again, I believe that that's rare. But I also believe that you should watch how they treat other people. How other people treat other people is a good tell sign of how, for the most part, they will treat you. And I'm just saying, I haven't, that type of ideal that I have, it hasn't failed me yet. Every time I've seen it, it's done to someone else. And I used to think, oh, that's not me. I mean, I'm real cool with this person. Don't ever think you're that special. Don't ever think that, right? So discretion is needed. And as I get older, I'm learning to really pay more attention on how I treat my relationships with people and the information that they tell me. And I'm learning to just be quiet, because if people can, the worst person is a person that people cannot trust, period. That's the worst type of person. So, the people that I have in my life now, when they tell me something, I keep that stuff to myself, because I'm not trying to mess up any relationships. I'm not trying to be one of those people that nobody can trust, right? So I hope that I said something to help someone, but I definitely hope that, because this is a lesson that I've been learning and will continue to learn. But being able to be a trustworthy person, being able to be a person that knows how to be discreet is one of the best things that you can offer anybody that's you really love and you care about. And hopefully they will give you that same in return, right? So, and even if you don't really know them that good, it's just good to be a person. Well, when they tell you something, then they know they're going to be good. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to be a friend. I don't want to be a lover where I cannot be trusted. Okay. You guys have a nice night or evening. And I hope that you guys have a good time, whatever y'all doing, whether it's getting another chat or just chilling or whatever y'all do. Y'all have a great Tuesday evening, okay? Talk to you. Okay, what Shasta got going on? If someone wants to tell me something, I ask them, how many people have they told to this first? I mean, told this to first. If it gets out, don't come to me. Keep between you and that person. Yeah, now that is also smart too, Shasta, because sometimes people be telling you stuff, and then I'm like, okay, and then they tell other people, and then they looking at you. Well, it's like, okay, well, hell, you done told about 20 people, so why did it have to be me? You know, but people will do that. And I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, that ain't no secret. If you don't told more than I would say five people, it definitely ain't no damn secret. Everybody know it. But you guys be blessed and thank y'all for coming through, showing some love. And I don't know, I'll probably be live tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends. But y'all have a good evening. Love you to Reese's Pieces. Bye.
Selena. It's a vibe, baby. Cliff girl, can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl, put them wheels on and rule my
Welcome to
world.
Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You gon' be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.